Hollywood movie star Anne Heche and mother of two crashed her car into a two-storey home in Los Angeles last week. Her family have said that she is not expected to survive the crash. She remains in a coma and has a severe anoxic brain injury. The Los Angeles Police Department have said the crash is being treated as a felony. Initial blood tests showed that there were drugs in her system. Joining me now is Stephanie Takyi, who is our showbiz reporter. Stephanie, good afternoon. Lovely to see you. Nice to see you. So just tell us a bit about Anne Heche, because she's one of those people who isn't necessarily a household name, but when you see her face, you go, oh, I know who she is. I remember seeing her in such a movie. What's her background?
I totally agree with that. She has got one of those recognisable faces, but it's like, what films has she been in? And I honestly do believe she's been one of Hollywood's underrated actresses, but she's been very consistent in her career. She's had some big films under her credits. You know, she starred in the 1998 remake of Psycho. She was also in Ally McBeal. She was in Donnie Brasco. She's been in so many films, like films that we all know and love, and she's always played good parts. And one of the best films that I personally loved her in was she was in 6 Days, 7 Nights opposite Harrison Ford, and that was one of the big films that made her name. But also she was in a very high-profile relationship with Ellen DeGeneres for 3 years. So they were dating from 1997 to 2000, and that was quite at the beginning of Ellen's career when she had just came out. And Anne was one of the first people, one of her first girlfriends that she went public with. So that relationship was very high profile, and there was a lot of interest into both of their lives since then. Ellen has come out and said that she hasn't really made a comment on Anne's situation, but she said she's aware of what's happened, but they haven't been in touch for many years. With Anne, over the past few years, she hasn't had many big roles, and it's quite sad. There's this last haunting picture of her behind the car wheel with a bottle of vodka, where people are thinking obviously it must have been hard times for her, but with this situation we never know, and more than anything, she's a mother of two children that she will leave behind.
That is very sad. I didn't realise until we were talking about it, I didn't realise that she was a mum, and that is awful. Like you say, there's a paparazzi picture where she's sat in the car, the door is open, there's a bottle of vodka in the sort of centre console of the two seats. Although initial tests are saying that she didn't have any alcohol in her system when she crashed. She wasn't drink driving. But, Stephanie, the events leading up to her, the family are now saying will have been the fatal crash, are pretty chaotic. And there are pictures of those as well, aren't they? She didn't just come off the road. She nearly ran over some pedestrians.
Definitely, and she had actually 2 accidents as well. And if you see some of the videos and photos that have been circling online, it would have been a miracle if she survives. But the only good thing that will come out of this situation that the family have said is that she's still on life support, because they're hoping that her organs will be viable for donation. So there has to be some good that comes out of this situation. But, Bev, it always happens in Hollywood. Like, these celebrities, we see them on the red carpet and we think their lives are all glamorous. But behind, off the screens, they live completely different lives. When the phones stop ringing and you're not getting the roles and you still have to maintain this high profile lifestyle, it's quite a lot. And a lot of stars I know and have heard of, they're battling addictions in their own life. And I'm sure, Anne wouldn't have expected it to end this way, but it just goes to show you can never glamorize this Hollywood lifestyle, because sometimes it does end tragically.